Hey guys, I'm Jean from St. Lucia, and check out my video interview with Mr.Indie. It's been really great. I mean, I only got in yesterday, so I haven't been able to, I just sat in traffic basically yesterday from the airport to where I'm staying. And I'm staying at a friend's place in Santa Fe, which is, it's like, to me, that doesn't feel like Mexico City. So I think after the festival, I'm going to go stay in like Roma Norte or Condesa for a few days, and then I leave on the 3rd. So I'm just excited to eat some good food and walk around and just get the feels. But we've been here a few times in the past. We've played Corona Capital twice, and been to like Guanajuato, been to Tulum, been to a few different places in Mexico, and I just love it. I love the culture of this country. Patti's my wife, and we have 2 kids together, so there's a lot to juggle. And so we have our studio in our apartment in Germany where we live right now. And we have instruments all over in every room, and so it's kind of like an apartment and a recording studio in one. So we just, like I'll take care of the kids sometimes, she'll take care of the kids, and then we just collaborate and, sometimes her parents will help with the kids and then we'll do some stuff together, and then I'll be in the studio for a few days finishing stuff off, like mixing. But it's a very natural process, like she might hear an instrumental thing that I'm working on and she'll start singing a melody, and then that will be the melody of the song, so it's not very planned. It's not like we go, now we're gonna work, unless we specifically have like vocals that we have to record and then we have to like put specific time aside. But yeah, it's a very natural process. Nothing crazy. I mean, the one thing that we've always done is we all put each other's hands on, and then we just say something stupid. Everyone says like some stupid thing. And well, normally I used to never drink before shows because I thought it affected my voice, and I think it does affect your voice on some level, but now I'll have like a glass of wine before the show, and I like to just make it feel as if it's just a normal day, because I used to get very nervous before shows because I'd like build this big thing and I'd be scared, like I wouldn't be able to sing, maybe my voice was a bit scratchy or something. But now I just try and be as relaxed as possible, and I found that if I'm just relaxed and I don't build it up or make a big deal, then everything works a lot better. I didn't actually until they got in touch with us, but very excited to play because I love Mexican audiences. And yeah, we're doing a few things for the first time. We're doing a couple new things that we haven't done before. And unfortunately, Patti couldn't make it to this show because she snapped her Achilles heel on our tour last year, and she's on the mend from that still, so I think she has a bit more time out. But we've done a few shows as just the 4 guys before, and I think it was great as well. It's a bit different, but yeah, I think it's just going to be a really fun, high energy show. And we have a long set. We have 75 minutes, so we get to play a lot of material. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, I think Utopia was received very well from our fans. I kind of wish it spread more. But it's so hard with social media these days and everything, and it's hard for me to I feel like you need to be posting so much in order to get growth from your social media, and I feel like that has a lot to do with success of records these days. But I think everyone that's heard it has absolutely loved it. I just wish that it spread a bit more, because I still hear from people, fans of ours, that they don't even know that we have a new album out, and then they hear it and they love it. But there's just a lot of noise these days, there's a lot of stuff being released, so sometimes it's hard to cut through that noise, but I think people liked it. The process for making a St. Lucia song, there's a lot of different ways that we do it, but the most common is I'll just be somewhere completely unrelated to music. Like I'll be going for a run, or I'll be swimming, or I'll be with the kids at a playground, or I'll be on a plane flying somewhere, and I'll just notice myself singing, or just some music will be going on in my head, and I'll realize that that doesn't exist, that that's something new. I'll just realize. And then from there, you know, I just start demoing it. Like if I'm not at my studio, I just do it on my laptop, just use kind of soft synths and stuff, and then bring it back to the studio and start adding sort of real instruments, start sketching it out, figuring out what the song is. And then it just naturally kind of grows like that. Like I like to think it's a little bit like gardening, you know, you kind of plant different seeds in the ground, you add some water, you maybe have to trim the plant back a bit as it grows, you give it some sunlight, and it just grows very organically in that way, you know. And then normally there's a lot of other things I'm working on at the same time, so I work on that a bit, 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 and it all just kind of, they're all my different plants in my garden that are just growing over time, you know. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I find it's very important to bring it to my real studio and use like the real synths and the real guitar. I think it makes a big difference to me. But it is nice, there is something about being somewhere random, like in an airport or on a plane, and being very limited and only being able to use my laptop. There's something special that comes out of that as well. There's like a certain energy. Yeah, 100%. You know, my kids inspire me every day. Like, so there's one song I'll talk about in particular. Well, there's two. So there's Bigger off of our last album, Hyperion. That was inspired by, Indie wasn't even born yet or even conceived, but it was basically a song for my kids. And then on Utopia, the song Memory, that was written sort of in the middle of a forest in this barn and Charlie, our second kid, was just born. He was like 3 weeks old or a month old, and he was on me in like a baby carrier, and it was the nighttime, and I basically wrote the whole song in an hour, and I sang the vocals with him on me, but I was trying to be as quiet as possible, and I didn't have any lyrics or words or anything. And then we ended up keeping basically everything from that session, including the vocals. So there's no actual lyrics in that song. It's just kind of mouth sounds. But it was such a special moment having him on me while I was doing that it just felt like I had to keep it. So we're bringing out a bunch of remixes of songs from Utopia over the next few months, and then we have we're releasing one of our live performances from our tour that we got, like we mixed it properly, like I mixed it, and then we're releasing a deluxe edition of Utopia that has every track on Utopia but live. So we have Utopia and then Utopia live, so you know, different recordings from the tour, from different shows. And then we're also finishing up a lot of new music. You know, we have enough at least for a double album. I don't know if it's going to be a double album, but yeah, we're just finishing that off and taking our time and trying to make sure that it's good and getting some strings on a few songs, and yeah, so just a lot of busy stuff going on. For sure, yeah, I would love to. We would love to play a lot more in Latin America, for sure. Like we love the energy. We've always felt a lot of love. Unfortunately for us, it's like very expensive to play a show. Like we have so much gear and stuff, but we're figuring out other ways of doing it that'll make it easier for us to make it happen.